Hi everybody, it's Fern here from The Tailor's Daughter with another project share, and I hope you guys are all doing well. I haven't done a video for a while, but I'm back. I have been busy crafting and sewing as usual. I am very excited because I just completed this really beautiful album inspired by one of my favorite TV series of all time. And I'm sure that more than one of you out there has seen this wonderful show. And it takes place at the turn of the 19th century during the First World War. And I'm so excited that I was inspired by this show. I just recently watched the whole thing again, and there were 6 series. I hope you guys can guess what it is. And lo and behold, it's Downton Abbey. I just love that show. I've seen it probably 3 or 4 times from beginning to end. And I have some of the videos of it. I just love the costumes and the actors that were in it. And it was so realistic. And it was just beautiful. So here is my album that I made. This is the back. I made it with this beautiful brocade fabric. It is like a red and there's this green in it. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And I trimmed it here all the way around with this braiding that I had. And at the bottom, I've put some fringe trim and some dangled trim and pieces of doilies, and a lot of fringe is in this because in the Roaring 20s the women wore a lot of fringes on their dresses, on the bottom of their dresses, on the sleeves. And I will now turn it over and show you how it turned out. And I think it's absolutely delightful and gorgeous. In the center, I have an image of the Downton Abbey crew. This is from the first series. It says Downton Abbey at the top, and all the stars that were in the show. Lord Grantham and his wife, and Mrs. Crawley, and then here's the 3 daughters, Mary, Edith, and Sybil, and the Dowager Countess was his mother, played by Maggie Smith. And here's Michael Crawley and the bad butler here, and Anna, and the other butler here, Bates, Mr. Bates. And so the front, the whole base of this album is made with this red and beautiful green fabric, and I embellished the image with the same type of braiding. And here I put this red rolled rose, and it matches here, it picks up the red from here. This is another flower that I made, a shabby flower with fiber and pieces of bridal fabric. And here's a doily at the back that's a mint green that I crocheted. And then I had this other little piece in my stash which has a sequence on it, and it picks up the green as well. Down in the corner here I have a cluster of these flowers that I've made with some marabou feather. And again at the bottom there's this trim here, this gray trim and a gray fringe. And here there's a couple of beautiful fluffy tassels that I had. There's a jewelry piece here with some feather and some applique behind. And the spine has a piece of vintage lace all the way down. And then these little snippets here, these little flowers, which I put large flat-back pearls on, are tatted, which I cut from a tatted piece. So I will go on and show you the first page. And this is Lady Mary. On this page, I also put covered with some red cotton fabric that I had just to show through here and pick up the colors in her dress, and different items that I've put in here to pick up the red. There's a cluster of flowers that I put down here, roses, and I just recently started making these little bead dangles, and these were inspired by a bridal applique that I have, which is right here, and I thought, well, why not make some of these? This is a bridal applique that I have, and there were some pearl dangles at the bottom, which I think are beautiful, so I just started beading them, and made quite a few sitting watching TV. Yeah, and ladies, you can do a lot of stuff while you're sitting watching TV. You can make these flowers. I do these while I'm watching TV. So in the center, there's the image of Lady Mary, and she's got a gorgeous red evening dress on. She's one of my favorites. So this journal has just all my favorites. Avocado dyed pink, beautiful blush colored bridal applique in the corner. I've got little snippets of floral pieces here with flat back pearls. In those days they did wear a lot of pearls and sparkly jewelry, and mainly pearls in those days. The next page, you can see that beautiful fabric behind, the brocade fabric. And this is an image of one of the cousins. I think these three were all cousins that were in, they were at the ladies' ball when they all come out, or whatever it's called, where they become young ladies and they have a ball to show themselves off with beautiful dresses. In the bottom, I have another beautiful cluster of roses with those dangles that I've made using pearls and little seed beads and these little drops here. And then on each page, I've got some dangle lace. There's dangle lace underneath here. Another piece of beautiful vintage lace under there. And then fringe. There's a lot of fringe tassels. And I framed the image here with this beautiful fine lace that I had, because it just picks up on the beautiful laces on their dresses. The next page, oh, and I also have feather here and the flat back pearls. The next page is Lady Mary and Mr. Crawley, who end up getting married. And I just embellished it with beautiful bridal applique. This page I did mainly in white. There's a beautiful just kind of off-white rose here, and it's just really covered with pearls and little seed beads and sequins. And I trimmed all the edges with Venice lace. And again, at the bottom there's all the Venice lace and fringe trim and other pieces of lace and so on. There's just a lot of layers of fringe and dangle trim at the bottom there. The next page is my pocket page, and it's a pretty big pocket I made with a piece of a runner that I had, and then I embellished it with the Venice lace and different little appliques, little flower clusters that I made. And at the bottom again, there's the Venice lace and the loads of fringes right down here. And in the pocket, I made a little either wall hanging or a tag that you can have if whoever gets this book. And it's got the three sisters, and I think this turned out beautiful. The back has that same brocade fabric, and it's embellished with laces and some Venice lace pieces at the bottom, clusters of little flowers with flat back pearls in the corners. These are the three sisters, Sybil, Mary, and Edith. and they are wearing their 1920s dresses, and they're just beautiful, and it fits just beautiful in the pocket. And the next page is Mary Crawley again. It's just beautiful. This looks kind of like a portrait. Around the edges, I didn't cover the red and green fabric, and then she's framed with this lovely braiding, and then I've embellished it with bridal appliques here and other pieces of doilies, or I think these are, they're not made out of crocheted doilies, it's something else. It's like a tatted kind of fabric, and then there's this jewelry piece in the middle, another beautiful rose here that I made. And now on the next page, these two pages complement each other. Here's the hat that she's got on her head like that, and I attempted to make one right here. It's almost exactly the same. She's got a great big button here. I put the button here. And then I made this little pocket here. And I made this little pouch and put this beautiful necklace inside. Whoever buys this will get this vintage necklace. It's vintage. It's kind of like the ones that they wore back then. And it's perfectly in good condition that can be worn. It's very, very pretty. And it goes in this little pouch that opens up, and I'll just put it back in there, and then I just left the tassel part of it hanging out so that you can see it. And it just fits inside the pocket. And the pocket is made from this really lovely embroidered fabric, and I believe that was from a linen runner as well, right here in the corner. At the bottom, there's on this page is mainly fringe trim, and there's a lot of it in this book. And the hat is made out of felt, and it's padded. And then we're back to the back page again, which I just left plain because this fabric's too beautiful to cover. So let me know what you ladies think. If you like my theme that I used, the Downton Abbey theme, leave me your comments. Thank you to all my subscribers who do follow me, and I will talk to you soon and come back with another video. Bye for now.